Today we are going to discuss multiplying of integers. How are you going to multiply the given integers? So let me introduce first the multiplication is simply the repeated addition. So before I give the definition, let me join together on how to discover the rules in multiplying integers. So let's have number 1, 3 times 5, or you can do this as 5 plus 5 plus 5. The same with answer with 3 times 5, that is simply 15. And number 2, we have negative 3 times negative 5 is simply 15. Number 3 is negative 3 multiplied by 5 is simply negative 15. And number 4, if you multiply 5 and negative 3, their product would be negative 15. And number 5, the product of 0 and 15 is simply 0. And the number 6, the product of 1 and 15 is simply 15. Now, given on the example, how are you going to define the rule in multiplying integers? And number 3 and 4, how are you going to define the rule given this? And number 5, how are you going to define the rule? So there are 3 only rules or rules. So we have number 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5 and 6. They are the example of those rules. So meaning in the given example number 1 and 2, this is simply multiplying. What have you noticed? They are both positive. They are both negative. Meaning if you are going to multiply with the same sign, their product is always positive. Same with this. If you are going to multiply both negative or same sign, their product is also positive. That's why they are the same product. Okay. Number 3 and 4, if you are going to multiply sign, their product is always negative. That's why negative is the same with this. The interchange of the factor. Okay. So number 5, this is the any number multiplied by 0. Their product is 0. Meaning that is the zero product property. So take note of that. And number 6, this is not a property. This is the identity element for multiplication is 1. If you're going to multiply any number by 1, the product is the number itself. Let's have 15 times 1 is 15. How are you going to generalize the rules in multiplying integers? So let's recall the lesson a while ago. If you're going to multiply positive by positive, their product is simply positive. If you are going to multiply both negative, their product is also positive. But if you are going to multiply positive by negative, their product is simply negative. Or if you are going to interchange negative, multiply by positive, their product is negative. And also, if you are going to multiply any number by 0, this is a real number, A, that is 0, or that is the zero product property. Now, let's apply those rules. So, we have number 1, negative 3 multiplied by negative 3 and positive 5. How are you going to get the product? You simply, 2 times 3 is 6 times 5 is simply 30. And go back to the sign. Negative 3, how many negatives are there? There are 2. Therefore, if there are 2 positive, meaning that is positive. That's why only positive 30 or simply 30. Now, number 2. How about negative 2 times negative 3 and negative 5? Their product would be also 30. But if you are going to count the number of negative, how many negative are there? 1, 2, 3. Meaning 3. Nag-exceed na siya. Meaning, this is not positive. Therefore, this is negative. Bakit siya naging negative? Okay. Take note of this. If you are going to multiply any number, but the number of negative is odd number. When we talk about odd number is that 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on and so forth. The sign of the product is always negative. Okay. But if the number of negative of their factors is even number, let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on and so forth, their product is always positive. That's why they are different sign, but the same given because of the number of negative. Okay, how about number 3? Negative 2 times 3 times 0. Automatic, no need to multiply the two factors because there is already a zero, meaning apply the zero product property. That's why the answer is zero. How about if you are going to multiply two or more integers like this? Example number 4, you're going to multiply negative 2 times 3 times negative 1, negative 1 times negative 3. What is the product of these integers? Just simply, 2 times 3 is 6 times 1 is 6 times 1 is 6 times 3 is 18. Okay, just simply write 18. And then, how I'm going to determine whether the sign of my product is negative or positive? Count the number of the negative sign. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just simply write 4. So, go back to what I'm talking about a while ago. So, if the number of negative sign is even, therefore, just simply, the sign of the product is positive. So when we talk about the even is divisible by 2's. Okay. So now, how about number 5? So get the product of negative 2, negative 3 times negative 1 times negative 1 and negative 3. So just simply get the product. Their product is simply 18. Now, how I am going to determine whether the sign of my product is negative or positive? Just simply count the number of negative signs. So let's do this. Negative is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then, you have to think, is it even or odd number? So therefore, pag sinabi natin odd, this is not divisible by 2's. Let's have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on and so forth. So therefore, if the sign is odd, I mean the number of negative, therefore the answer is negative. Or this is the sign of the product is negative. Therefore, this is now the answer for number 4 and number 5. You can compare the same given number or the integers but different sign because of the number of negative. Now it's your turn. You are going to multiply the given integers from number 1 to number 8. Don't forget to apply the given rules for multiplying integers. Don't forget to leave your answers.